Hello everybody and welcome back to Full Throttle Drive. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. So today I thought we would make a fun video and talk about 5 different tuner cars that are the best to purchase. Cars that are fun and they actually are easily tunable. Now I made this list and we're going to go through it and I'm going to give some of my points as to why these cars made my top list. And we're also going to talk about 5 different examples for each car. I found one on cars.com that's a good example, how much it would cost, and we're going to go and take a look at that. So I thought this would be a neat video, so I hope you all enjoy it. The first car on the list is the Subaru WRX STI, and it's always been a go-to for reliability and incredible performance. The WRX's EJ flat 4 motor has tons of potential in the tuning capabilities of the car. Stock, the car can put out just over 300 horsepower, but even on stock internals and a little bit of basic tuning, you can push that to over 400 horsepower. The all-wheel drive system allows the car to hook up nicely, which is why a lot of people will use it for rally racing. When looking at the WRXs, make sure that you take a look at the model years, as there was a body refresh in the mid-2000s. Check out the design changes and pick which model that you prefer. It's mostly based on the grille. Last, take a note that the WRX carries a well-known exhaust note from the Boxer exhaust sound. So as we take a look at this used Subaru WRX STI for sale, you'll notice that it's a 2016 and they are offering it for $25,799. The car only has a little bit over 27,000 miles on the clock, which is really nice. And if we actually check out the Carfax, you'll notice that there are no accidents reported, as well as all of the service history on the car, which is really nice when buying a second-hand vehicle. One thing I did like was the color scheme on the car. It is like a darker gray with the black wheels, and the interior looks really nice as well. It's a black interior and there are some red accents. The interior definitely screams sporty. In addition to that, you get a few extra features. It is nice that it's a 6-speed manual, as well as there's Bluetooth, a premium sound system, and heated leather seats. In addition to that, you get a backup camera with stability control built into the car. I think for around $25,000, this is a great option, and you can find tons of examples right at this price point. My second car on the list is the Mazda Miata. Now, many people overlook the Mazda Miata, but with a really well-built chassis and incredible handling, you have a perfect platform to work from. And there's a reason that when you watch track day videos, you will normally see at least a few of the Miatas driving around. The lacking department of the Miata, though, has always been the power, but for a nice Sunday driver, it's actually done just fine. Nevertheless, for those looking to push the boundaries of the Miata, adding power is actually quite easy. You can add a supercharger or a turbocharge, and those would add huge horsepower gains, and with it being such a light car, it can make the car vastly quicker. There has even been individuals who have dropped a V8 into the engine bay, which is just absolutely insane. And if you have a very strict budget, you can pick up one very cheap. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Miata that I found for sale, and this is a certified 2016 Mazda MX-5. It's the Miata Club variation, and this is a perfect example. At $21,895, you can get a barely used certified Miata. It's got 16,000 miles on the odometer, and really this is a great example of a one-owner accident-free history. It's got all of its service work in the Carfax, and it actually is a white vehicle with black interior. Very basic, but it still looks nice and sporty, and the interior that's black does have the nice red stitching. In addition to that, you get a manual, which is exactly what you want for track days. Being certified, the car does come with a 84-month, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty, which also gives you that much more confidence in buying this car. Now, if you do go and look to upgrade the engine, or you actually want to add a turbocharger or supercharger, remember that will void your warranty, but as a track car, this has a lot of promise going forward. The third car on my list is the Honda S2000, and I remember seeing tons of these at all of the car events that I used to go to as a younger kid. The Honda S2000 probably had the biggest cult-like following of any car on this list. The S2000, much like the Miata, had a lightweight body with impressive handling. The car was notorious for easy modding through upgraded suspension, better aftermarket brakes, and a changing of the gear ratio. To help in the department of power, you can add an aftermarket air intake and exhaust, then tune it, but the gains are going to be negligible. To really increase the power input of the S2000, you need to look at forced induction, which can help make the S2000 over 300 or even 350 wheel horsepower. One really cool fact is that the earliest variations of the S2000 redlined at 8,800 RPM, which gave off a symphony of sound from the car. Now, when you start looking for your Honda S2000, you'll notice that obviously they have not been built in several years, and so the pricing on them, even though they're 8, 9, 10 years old, they have kept up in value. I was able to find a used 2008 S2000 for $25,900, but it does have almost 60,000 miles on the odometer, but remember, it's a Honda. It will live forever if taken care of. One nice thing is it does come with a free Carfax, and it's had several owners, but it has never been in an accident. No damage has ever been reported, and I really like white cars. I think they always look nice, and there's tons of options available if you want to add wheels or whatever. This one has black, nice looking wheels, and it looks like they actually have the black soft top as well as they have blacked out the taillights. Now, the interior for me may be a little bit strong, but for some people out there, this is the perfect combination. It has that fire torch red interior along with the white exterior and some of the trim pieces being black. A lot of people really like this sporty look, and again, you get that nice manual. One of the coolest things on the car though is the speedometer, and you will see a picture of it, and I've always liked that. It just looks so neat, and it was so different than most of the speedometers at its time, and this one actually even comes with the accessory of push button start, which a lot of cars at this time did not have. The fourth car on my list is the Volkswagen Golf R, and anyone who has followed the tuner car scene is familiar with the Golf R, which is derived from the Volkswagen's great Golf platform. The VR6 motor found in the Golf R came with a 2.0-liter supercharged engine and has an all-wheel drive drivetrain. Many people found the car to have great sound, but with underwhelming performance compared to, say, the EVO or the STI. So many tuners have made up for this by upgrading the power through tuning and basic mods. Other additions have included better rear sway bars as well as adding performance tires. Now, the used Volkswagen Golf R that I was able to find is a 4-door example, and it's a 2016, and it has just a little over 37,000 miles, and it's a smidge under 30 grand, and I think this is a great example of what you can find. Usually you can find a decent example also in the mid-20s, but it depends on what options come with it, but I really like this red layout as well as the black interior that's on this car, and it does come with a free Carfax history, which means it's showing no signs of damage as well as only being owned by 2 previous owners. One thing I do want to note is, unlike the other cars on this list, this does come with the automatic transmission, but you can get a manual if you look. Some of the options that come on this are keyless start, a USB port, Bluetooth, backup camera, and heated leather seats, which is really nice for those tough winters. Now, the last car on our list is certainly not the least, and that is the Toyota Supra, and I believe our list would not be complete without it. With the exciting news that the Supra is coming back, it's a great time to take a look at the past. The Supra provided us a great tuner build from its reliable and easy to modify platform. Production started in 1993 and finished just 3 short years later. The twin-turbo engine was strong and put out 327 horsepower. That made the car capable of a sub 5-second 0 to 60 mph run at bone stock. The engineers that built the car designed it to make over 600 horsepower, which is why the engine is so robust. This gives the car its reliability as well as decent fuel economy. There are basically 3 stages of tuning for this car, from a stage 1 remap and exhaust all the way to a stage 3, which would be forced induction as well as better internal engine components. One thing to add is the Supra has increased in value considerably, making it by far the most expensive compared to the rest of its competition. Now, I was able to find a used Supra that is a good example on cars.com, and every time I look at this car, I don't know what it is about it, but it just sets itself apart. When people see this car, they know exactly what it is, and I absolutely love this look. And what I was able to find was an all-black example. It's got black wheels, which I'm not too sure about, but the black body, and of course that famous spoiler and the taillights. Now, this example is a used 1995, and it does have 38,000 miles, and is almost 60 grand. But for that, you do get a Carfax history, which is really nice. It looks like it's got 3 different owners and it has no damage reported, which again is really nice. Now this example makes 415 horsepower to the wheel, so obviously some modding has been done, and 500 horsepower to the crank. So this is a great example, and when I look through some of these pictures, I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys too. Now the interior does have that kind of tan camel coloring to it, which I don't really care for, but it is a Supra and it's just so hard to get, and some of those aftermarket gauges that you can see in the interior just add to those fast and furious days. Well everyone, there you have it. That is my list of my favorite top tunable cars. Now, there are tons of choices to pick from, and I think there's a lot of other great choices out there, but those are the 5 I chose. But I'm curious what you think. Please let me know below in the comments what your favorite tuner cars are out there. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, please support us and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We would absolutely love to have you in our community. You all take care. We'll see you next video.